My name is Maria Tencio. I am from Puerto Ordaz, Venezuela. I'm studying political science at University of Calgary. Moving from a different country, I was very scared when you're new in town and you're new at university. In UCalgary, you get the best professors, you get the best students that can actually support you. It's very important to me how multicultural University of Calgary is, because it allows inclusiveness throughout not only the UCalgary community, but in the city as well. I live downtown, which is actually my favorite part of the city. Every day I get to school through the bus or the trains, and it takes me around half an hour. One of my favorite places on campus, it's definitely the atrium at Administration Building. You get a very positive vibe, and you get to study, and you get to also enjoy a little bit of nature. I'm part of the University of Calgary Debate Society, and I think it's amazing. It has really helped me improve not only on my debate skills, but also in my English. And I think it's a great way to get to know your peers at University of Calgary. I also work at the Registrar's Office, specifically at admissions and recruitment. It's a great opportunity to help people to join the community at University of Calgary. I'm very happy to be at University of Calgary, and I hope that I can contribute as much as University of Calgary has contributed to my life.
Hello everyone, welcome to University of Calgary campus. My name is Alfredo. I am the campus tour coordinator here at the University of Calgary, and I'm also a fourth-year student with a major in international relations and a minor in economics and business. I'll be giving you a tour around campus today, and I hope you guys like it. So today we are starting our tour outside of this beautiful building. This is our main library on campus. It's called the Taylor Family Digital Library, and it is the #1 most digitally advanced library in all of North America. What this means is that every resource that you will ever need can be found online on our library website and accessed through your student ID. With that being said, if you're a person that likes to have a physical copy of a book, you can order the books here. They get stored downtown, and so as soon as we walk in, you'll be able to see the desk with all the books. That's because we bring them in. You just have to ask for them at the service desk, and they will be here within 24 hours. Let's take a look. So the library has 6 floors, and the first 3 floors are your social floors. Top 3 floors are the quiet study spaces. The higher up you get, the quieter it gets. Within the library, we do have some cool features like our virtual reality room. We do have a piano, and we also have the largest archive of video games in all of North America. Academically, we do have the Student Success Center here on the 3rd floor. And the reason we use this is because they provide things like math tutoring and paper readings in case you ever do need help with any of your courses. I personally have used it quite often, especially for all my papers, just because it makes me feel more confident if I can get a second or a third read on one of my papers. We do have computers all over the first 3 floors on campus. They do vary between MacBooks and PCs. So if you're coming here and do not have your own computer, nothing to worry about. You can use one of ours. And lastly, every single floor in the library does have group study spaces. These can vary anywhere from 2 people rooms to up to 14 people rooms. Every piece of hardware in the rooms is included. So as you can see, that blue strip in the back is actually a whiteboard, so the markers and erasers will be provided for you, and as well as the monitor TV on the back. HDMI cords are provided for you to be able to plug in your laptops and just go away and study with your friends. As we walk out here, we will start going into the basement of our student center called Mac Hall. As we walk, please let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Are you from Calgary or are you from anywhere else around the world? And also please let us know, when are you thinking of applying? Are you coming in here for this fall term 2021 or maybe for next year? And you're just looking into university, just starting to look into it? So welcome to the basement of Mac Hall. Here we do have one of 2 restaurants on campus. This is the Den. This is more of our students' lounge. And as well, we have our own event center. It does stay pretty busy all year round with public and private events. They also do host lots of concerts in here, so if you're more a person that likes live music like myself, you're more than welcome to come and join one of these, as long as you buy one yourself a ticket. It is good to mention, all the University of Calgary is connected through either tunnels or plus 15s. So you might see us walk inside quite often here today. Only 3 buildings are not connected through tunnels, and we'll be visiting 2 of them today. And this just works perfectly, especially on those super cold winter days. We don't need to freeze out here. We can walk through the inside all the way. The tunnels do include some super cool art. Now here we're entering what is known as the Science Complex. So these are 5 buildings that are all designed to the sciences. They do host labs and lecture halls for students. And this one specifically is called Science Speed. Biggest thing about this building is you do have your UPass office here on campus. The way this works is once you get your student ID, it looks something like this. This is the only card you will ever need on campus, and you should pick up your UPass, which is your transit pass. It will allow you to take transit all over the city for free, and it is included in your tuition fees. And you can pick up your UPass right over here.
It's an app online.
So now that we're entering, this is our Earth Sciences building. Coolest thing about this building is that it's got one of our smaller libraries on campus. Like we just showed, TFDL is our biggest library in our main library. This is the Gallagher Library, and it is more focused on the Earth Sciences side, so geology, geography. But any student's more than welcome to come in and study in here. I personally study in here quite often because I find the quiet spaces to be not as busy as the ones in TFDL. But yeah, and as we walk through here, we'll be able to see how a first year lecture hall looks like in the next building. All right. So now we're entering our EEL building. It stands for Energy Environment Experiential Learning. We like to abbreviate most of our building names on campus, so it's called EEL for most students. It is a 5-story building designed for laboratories. So the first 3 floors do host the common labs, and the top 2 floors do host individual research labs. As we walk through here, we'll be able to see, in my opinion, the coolest lecture hall all in campus. So this is how your mid-sized lecture hall looks like. This lecture hall can host anywhere from 100 to 115 people. It does have 5 screens. It's got 3 projectors up top and 2 TVs on each side. Most professors do like to post their notes using PowerPoint, so they'll usually post them up on the screens. And most professors do use a microphone as well, especially when you get into a bigger lecture halls like these. So you never have to worry if you'll be able to hear in class. You'll also never have to worry if you can see one of the screens from the back, because you've got plenty of options and they're all large enough so you can read the screen at all times. The way classes work here at the University of Calgary is we do have lectures, usually 2 or 3 times a week for about an hour. This is when you come into one of these lecture halls and you have your professors talk to you and teach you their research. From there, you do have either tutorials or labs or a combination of both once a week. These are usually hosted by your TAs or teacher assistants. And this is when you get more of that one-on-one experience to be taught again everything that you have learned for the week. And if you have any questions or concerns about the course, you can bring it up to your teacher assistants. Lastly, either once or twice a week, your professor will be in their office and host office hours. And that's when you can really get that one-on-one connection with your professors, which I cannot emphasize enough how important it is, because professors are probably one of the most important people on campus. And if you can get close to them, you never know how many doors they could open later on in your future. As we walk out here, we'll head to our engineering building. And as we walk, please let us know in the comments, what major are you interested in? I would love to hear about it. And if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat, and we would love to answer as best as we can. So this is the engineering building. It used to be 7 smaller buildings connected by one single hallway, but in most recent years, we did build a block that connects all these buildings. So as we walk through, you'll see things like this. Usually the old facade of the old engineering buildings. This wall specific is actually the outside of the old complex. As well, as we walk through here, you can see some of the projects that our robotics clubs works in on campus. They stay pretty busy and always like to create new things. We do have 2 maker spaces here on campus within the engineering complex, and they're both right here over to my right. You're more than welcome to go in there. They do have 3D printers and will help you, teach you how to design and be able to 3D print anything that you would like to print. We do have some full game areas. We understand that not everything in university is about academics, and we do need some downtime. So if you ever want to come here and enjoy a game of ping pong, foosball, or skee ball right down on my left here, you're more than welcome to. All the hardware will be provided for you, so you just grab a paddle, a couple balls, and you're good to go. So as of right now, for fall 2021, the University of Calgary has decided to create a blend of in-person and online classes. So for anybody that has a schedule and is planning on coming and joining us in fall 2021, I would suggest look at your school schedule. And if your class says off-based session, that means it will be online. And if you do have a lecture theater in your class, that means it will be in person. Masks will be required in every single indoor space. And we do understand that most people will not want to commute back and forth from the university, especially if you have an in-person class at one time and then right after you do have an online class. So we are providing a lot more desks and a lot more study spaces here at the university so students can go and take their online classes whenever they need to. One of my favorite spots is right up there, just because you get some beautiful sunlight. But yeah. All right, so now we're entering our Taylor Institute for Teaching and Learning. This is actually a super cool building. 90% of the materials used to build this building were actually reused from the old building that was here before. And it does have some cool interactive lecture halls. So if your professors do want to have more of an interactive sort of session, they might book one of these rooms for you to come and do your have your class here. However, this building's actually designed for professors and teachers' assistants. Reason being is because we do want them to have the best abilities to teach for us. We do understand that professors, their main practice might not be teaching, and the University of Calgary wants to provide every single professor the ability to teach at their best capacity, because us students want the best education that we can out there. Also, the super cool floating desks on the second floor. For some people, it might be the coolest things. For some people, it might be the most terrifying thing. I just say you should for sure try them out at least once in your entire student career. They're very much worth it. All right, so if you have been with us since the beginning of the tour, you might recall that we were just in the basement of Mac Hall. Well, this is the first floor. Anything you'll ever need as a student can be found here, such as our wellness center in the second floor is right alongside our dentist office, and our optometrist is right in the basement. Biggest thing about that is if you do ever go to the wellness center and get prescribed something, we have our own pharmacy on campus here. We also do have our own convenience store right behind me here. And we have our clubs office here on my left. We do have over 300 clubs on campus. They vary between academic, sports, and recreational clubs. Me personally, I'm part of the ski and snowboard club, and academically, I'm part of the public policy club, international relations club, and the business student society. List goes on. We do have our leadership and student engagement office. They do host a lot of activities for students to meet other students and get involved within campus. And on the second floor, we do have our accessibility office. If you ever do find that you might need some extra time on an exam or need some other help, they will be able to help you there. And we have our writing symbols lodge, which is our First Nations students office here on campus. This building also has a full food court with over 50 vendors, 3 Tim Hortons all side by side, 3 separate independent coffee shops, and a Starbucks right down the stairs. So our priorities are set pretty straight here. We do need our cafe. As we walk over to the basement, we'll have things like our own travel agency, our career services office, which does provide a lot of help. They do things such as proofreading your resume and your cover letter, giving you interview tips, and even have their own job portal. We also have 2 branches to main bank chains in Canada, like RBC and ATB, and every other major bank in Canada has its own ATM in the food court on the second floor. Lastly, we have our bookstore right behind me here. They will sell anything you will need for your entire student career except steel toe boots, and only civil engineers need steel toe boots. After, they do sell brand new and used textbooks for preference. And right after you're done with your textbooks, we have our own consignment store right down the hallway called Bound and Copied. You're more than welcome to bring your textbook there and sell it through them. As we walk through here, we'll start entering our kinesiology and active living spaces. If you guys do have any questions about any of these buildings or about admissions in general, please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear about all of it. So in the university, we do have 2 kinesiology buildings. This is Block B, and Block A is right down that hallway. There you'll be able to find things like the change rooms for the active living spaces, the red and blue gym, which are our smaller gyms on campus, the entrance to the racket center, and the entrance to the Olympic-sized pool here on campus. Here is our main fitness center on campus. It is 2-story high and over 10,000 square feet. On the second floor, we do have a full-size track. And right here on the left, we have our racket center. If you have never played squash or racquetball, I highly suggest it because it is a great time and a great Friday afternoon activity. Right behind me here is our main gym, the Jack Simpson gym. It does have 3 basketball courts and large bleachers on each side. So when we do host big events, this is where it'll be hosted, and we do host our sporting events for our basketball and volleyball team. They will be hosted right in here for all of us. We also have our outdoor center. We have our own rock climbing wall and bouldering wall here on campus. And through the outdoor center, you're able to rent anything as small as hiking boots to anything as big as a raft, canoes, or even backpacking equipment. As students, we do get a $20 credit every single year and 10% off rentals as well for everything that we get from the outdoor center. Now we're coming into the Olympic Oval. They have kept their restrictions pretty tight due to COVID, but it was built for the 1988 Olympics here in Calgary, and it is still running. It's known as the fastest ice in Canada. And as a student, you're more than welcome to come in here and skate whenever they do have free skating hours. Biggest tip I can give is if you don't have skates, you can rent them from the outdoor center, and they're $5 each time. With your $20 credit, the first 4 times you come here, it's completely free. We do host as well world qualifiers and world championships for speed skating. So that's something cool to mention, as you could be eating in Mac Hall or our dining center, and the people sitting right beside you could be the Italy national speed skating team or even the China national speed skating team. So it's something cool to watch around campus for sure. So now we're entering the residence side of our campus. Residence will be our last stop on the tour today, but it will be good to mention that here coming up on my left, we have our own dining center. They have the landing in there, and that's the cafeteria for most students that live in residence. Once you come into your first year, you are able to get a 5-day or a 7-day meal plan. You get unlimited passes to go into the dining center. And funny enough, we have done a survey and we have found out that on average, a first-year student living in residence will go in there about 6 times a day. For students that do not live in residence, you're more than welcome to join. You do have to pay a fee. And the way it works is an all-you-care-to-eat or an all-you-can-eat buffet. The food is made right in front of you, which I think is very cool. And in my opinion, I consider it the healthier food choice on campus. Healthier like this, because you walk in there thinking you'll eat healthy, and then you see the pizza slices staring right at you. The pizza wins every single time. So welcome to Rundle Hall. This is one of our 2 traditional style dormitorium residents here on campus. This is how your traditional style first year residence looks like on campus. Every piece of hardware that you see in this room does come with the room, and you are able to rearrange it any way you would like. The only thing we do ask is that you put it back how you found it at the end of this year to make things easier on us as well. You do have a roommate in your first year. If you do prefer to have a single room, the way we do it is through a draw. So if you put your preference as your number 1 choice, a single room, your name will be automatically inserted into the draw, and we hope that you do win. Residence, as of this year, is only being filled up to 75% capacity, so there will be anywhere from 12 to 14 people living in each wing of the building. They do have communal bathrooms, but nothing to worry about. They're all very much private. And yeah, I just would like to thank you all for joining me on the tour today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat. And if not, we hope to see you here very soon.
Hi, my name is Aiden Van Atten, and I'm studying at the Haskayne School of Business at the University of Calgary. I decided to come to the University of Calgary because I grew up in Calgary, but also the program was an amazing program, and I love it here. To get to campus, I usually drive. I spend most of my time on campus in Scurfield Hall, which is the business building. Usually in Scurfield, I will study in the business library, or I'll hang out in the common area. Usually I like to grab a coffee at Brew and Blends. When it's nice outside, sometimes I'll go and sit outside by TFDL in the quad. It's really nice to just sit there with my friends. To get the most out of my UCalgary experience, I've made sure that I've gotten super involved in clubs. It's been so much fun, and I just love being able to really collaborate with people from different concentrations within the School of Business. I'm also in the co-op program here at the Haskayne School of Business, and that has been an amazing experience. I actually work at the University of Calgary. I am on the recruitment team. In my free time, I also love going to the Saddle Dome. It's so much fun to be able to watch the Calgary Flames play or even go to different concerts at the Saddle Dome. If I had to describe my University of Calgary experience with one word, I would say exciting, because whether it's in the classroom, outside the classroom, there's always something new to do and I'm always learning, so there's never a dull moment.
My name's Bobby Bedard. I'm from St. Bruce, Saskatchewan, and I study kinesiology at UCalgary. I live on campus in Cascade Hall. Well, I enjoy it because it's really close to classes and I'm close to the services that UCalgary has to offer. I spend a lot of time in the kinesiology building even when I'm not in class. I often study in the area overlooking the pool, and I exercise in the fitness center. My favorite classes involve learning about the body and human health, especially the hands-on labs. The profs in kinesiology are great. They go really into depth about the topics that are super interesting, and they're always ready to answer questions, and they have plenty of office hours to help out if you have anything you need. The faculty advisors in kinesiology have been really helpful. They provide information regarding which classes that I need to take and help me get enrolled in them. I came to UCalgary because the kinesiology faculty is highly rated, but I also came because of the city itself. One of my favorite things to do in the city is go to Princess Island Park when it's nice out and walk around and study. UCalgary also has a great sense of community. One of my favorite events is the Crowchild Classic hockey game between the UCalgary Dinos and the MRU Cougars, and they play at the Saddle Dome. I'd sum up my life at UCalgary as very busy but also very exciting. I think it's important to find a balance between school and the rest of your life.